Did you know that while no European country bans Muslims outright, several nations have implemented laws and policies that place restrictions on Muslim practices? These measures, often controversial, affect everything from religious dress to community building. In today's video, we'll explore 10 European countries where Muslims face significant restrictions in 2024. While the reasons for these restrictions vary, their impact on Muslim communities is undeniable. So, if you're curious about how religious freedom is evolving in Europe, stay tuned. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insights on global trends. Now, let's begin. Number 10, France. We begin our list with France, home to the largest Muslim population in Europe. France has long prided itself on its secularism, a concept known as laïcité, which means the strict separation of religion from public life. But, over the years, this ideal has led to legal restrictions that disproportionately affect Muslims. The first major law was passed in 2004, banning all religious symbols from public schools. This included Christian crosses, Jewish kippas, and, most controversially, Islamic headscarves or hijabs. Many Muslim women felt targeted by this law, as it forced them to choose between their education and their faith. In 2010, the French government passed another law banning full face coverings, such as the niqab and burqa, in all public spaces, citing concerns about security and public order. However, this law has faced international criticism, with many arguing that it disproportionately targets Muslim women. Despite these restrictions, France's Muslim community is deeply woven into the fabric of the nation. The country's history of colonialism in North Africa has resulted in generations of French Muslims who contribute to every facet of French society. Yet, even in 2024, the question of how to balance secularism and religious freedom remains a contentious issue in France. Number 9, Denmark. Next on our list is Denmark, which, like many European countries, has placed restrictions on Islamic practices in recent years. In 2018, Denmark enacted a ban on face coverings in public spaces, which includes the niqab and burqa. Although only a tiny fraction of Muslim women in Denmark wear these garments, the law sparked widespread debate. Proponents argue that the ban is necessary for public safety and to encourage integration, while critics say it disproportionately targets Muslim women and promotes Islamophobia. But Denmark's restrictions don't stop there. In 2019, the government passed laws aimed at limiting the influence of foreign funding on religious institutions, including mosques. This policy was intended to reduce the spread of extremism, but some argue that it hinders the freedom of Danish Muslims to practice their faith. In 2024, Denmark continues to grapple with its identity as a liberal, progressive country. The tension between these values and the desire to maintain cultural homogeneity has left Denmark's Muslim population in a difficult position, especially as far-right political movements gain traction. Number 8, Austria. Austria is another European country where Muslim communities face legal restrictions. Austria's Muslim population is significant, largely due to immigration from Turkey and the Balkans. However, in recent years, the Austrian government has passed laws that specifically target Islamic practices. In 2017, Austria banned the wearing of full-face veils in public, framing it as an effort to promote social cohesion and security. In addition, Austria has cracked down on foreign-funded mosques. The government has closed several mosques it accused of promoting extremism and has deported imams with foreign connections. These actions were part of a broader strategy to combat radicalization following a series of terrorist attacks in Europe. However, critics argue that these measures disproportionately target peaceful Muslim communities and contribute to rising Islamophobia. In 2024, Austria continues to navigate the complexities of integrating its Muslim population while maintaining national security. The government's policies, though framed as anti-extremism, have led to a growing sense of alienation among many Austrian Muslims. Number 7, Belgium. Belgium is another European country that has passed laws limiting Islamic practices. In 2011, Belgium became the second European nation, after France, to ban full-face veils in public. The law applies to any clothing that covers the face, with violators facing fines or even short jail sentences. The ban has been controversial, especially given Belgium's complex history with Islam. Belgium has one of the highest per capita rates of Muslims in Western Europe, largely due to its colonial ties with North Africa. However, the country has struggled with integrating its Muslim population. Belgium has also been a target of several high-profile terrorist attacks in recent years, which has heightened scrutiny of Muslim communities and increased security measures. Muslims in Belgium report facing discrimination in various sectors of society, from employment to education. While the government emphasizes the need for security, these restrictions have exacerbated the divide between Muslim communities and the broader population, making integration an ongoing challenge in 2024. Number 6. Switzerland. Switzerland, known for its neutrality and direct democracy, has also passed laws that restrict Islamic practices. In 2009, the Swiss public voted to ban the construction of new minarets, the towers attached to mosques from which the call to prayer is announced. Although the ban was largely symbolic, there were only 4 minarets in the entire country at the time. It sent a strong message about the country's approach to Islam. In 2021, Switzerland took another step by voting to ban full face coverings in public. The referendum passed with a slim majority, reflecting growing unease about Islam in Swiss society. While the law is framed as a measure to promote security, it affects only a small number of Muslim women who wear the niqab or burqa. The ban has sparked international debate about Switzerland's commitment to religious freedom. Critics argue that such laws stoke Islamophobia, while supporters claim they are necessary to preserve Swiss identity. As of 2024, Muslims in Switzerland continue to face challenges in expressing their faith openly, with the future of religious freedom in the country uncertain. Number 5. The Netherlands. The Netherlands has long been known for its liberal attitudes and tolerance. However, in recent years, the country has introduced measures that restrict Islamic practices. In 2019, the Dutch government implemented a partial ban on face coverings, including the niqab and burqa. The ban applies to public transportation, government buildings, schools, and hospitals. Although the law affects only a small percentage of the population, it has generated significant controversy. The rise of far-right politicians, such as Geert Wilders, who openly campaign against Islam, has intensified the debate. Wilders has called for a complete ban on the Quran and the closure of all mosques, though these proposals have not been implemented. As of 2024, Muslims in the Netherlands still face challenges in practicing their faith freely, particularly in the face of growing anti-Islamic sentiment. While the Dutch government promotes integration, the increasing polarization around the issue of Islam has made it difficult for Muslim communities to feel fully accepted in Dutch society. Number 4. Germany. Germany is home to one of the largest Muslim populations in Europe, thanks in large part to its history of labor migration, particularly from Turkey. However, Germany has also experienced a rise in Islamophobia in recent years, particularly following the 2015 refugee crisis, when more than 1 million asylum seekers, many from Muslim-majority countries, entered the country. While Germany does not have a national ban on Islamic dress, several German states have passed laws restricting the wearing of headscarves by teachers and civil servants. These laws have sparked legal challenges, as they are seen as infringing on religious freedom. Additionally, there have been calls to limit the construction of mosques, particularly in areas where far-right political parties have gained influence. Germany has also seen a rise in far-right extremism, with a number of high-profile attacks on Muslim communities. Despite strong anti-discrimination laws, Muslims in Germany report facing prejudice and hostility in many aspects of life, from education to employment. In 2024, Germany continues to wrestle with the challenge of integrating its Muslim population while addressing security concerns. The rise of far-right political movements and the legacy of the refugee crisis have made Islam a highly polarizing issue in German society. Number 3. Italy. Italy, a key entry point for migrants from North Africa and the Middle East, has seen growing political hostility toward Muslim immigrants. While there are no national bans on Islamic practices, some local governments have imposed restrictions on the construction of mosques, citing concerns about extremism and the need to protect Italy's Christian heritage. Right-wing political parties, such as Matteo Salvini's Lega Nord, have capitalized on fears about immigration to gain political power. Salvini has called for strict limits on Muslim immigration and has campaigned against the construction of mosques. In some regions, local authorities have blocked the building of new mosques, arguing that they are not in line with Italian culture. As of 2024, Muslims in Italy face significant challenges in practicing their faith, particularly in areas where far-right political parties hold power. The rise of anti-immigration sentiment has created a difficult environment for Muslim communities, particularly as Italy continues to struggle with economic instability and political fragmentation. Number 2. Sweden. Sweden, known for its progressive policies and welcoming stance toward refugees, has also experienced rising tensions surrounding Islam. Following the Syrian refugee crisis, Sweden accepted a large number of asylum seekers, many of whom were Muslim. While Sweden has no national laws restricting Islamic dress or practices, far-right political parties have gained ground by campaigning against Muslim immigration and integration. In recent years, Sweden has seen an increase in hate crimes against Muslims, including attacks on mosques. The rise of far-right groups like the Sweden Democrats, who openly campaign against Islam, has contributed to a growing sense of unease among Sweden's Muslim population. Although Sweden prides itself on being a multicultural society, the increasing polarization around issues of immigration and Islam has made integration more challenging. In 2024, Sweden's Muslim community continues to face obstacles, particularly as far-right political movements gain influence. While Sweden has not passed any laws restricting Islamic practices, the growing hostility toward Muslims has created an environment where many feel marginalized and unwelcome. Number 1. Norway. Rounding out our list is Norway, another Scandinavian country that has introduced measures aimed at limiting Islamic practices. In 2018, Norway passed a law banning full face coverings in schools and universities. Although the ban affects only a small number of people, it has sparked debate about the place of Islam in Norwegian society. Norway's Muslim population is relatively small, but the country has experienced rising tensions surrounding Islam, particularly in the wake of terrorist attacks in Europe. Far-right political movements have gained influence, advocating for stricter immigration policies and restrictions on Islamic practices. Although Norway is known for its strong human rights protections, Muslims in the country report facing discrimination and hostility. In 2024, Norway continues to grapple with the challenge of balancing religious freedom with national security concerns. While the government maintains that its policies are aimed at promoting integration, the Muslim community remains wary of rising Islamophobia and the growing influence of far-right political groups. Conclusion. So there you have it. 10 European countries where Muslims face significant restrictions in 2024. While no country outright bans Muslims, these laws and policies have a profound impact on religious freedom and the lives of millions of people. As Europe continues to wrestle with issues of integration, security, and cultural identity, it remains to be seen how these restrictions will evolve in the coming years. If you found this video informative, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And be sure to join us next time for another deep dive into the latest global trends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.